this year, a 14-year-old by the name of Royce Mann participated in a poetry competition. And his poetry centered around the issue of white privilege. Now, this is a 14-year-old white student who performed White Boy Privilege and did win an award. But the video of his performance didn't go viral until the shooting of Alton Sterling. Now, I want to give you guys a little snippet of his poetry, and then we'll kind of discuss it. It's incredibly powerful. Take a look.
To be honest, I'm scared of what it would be like if I wasn't on the top rung, if the tables were turned and I didn't have my white boy privilege safety blankie to protect me.
Royce Mann's message was a plea from a 14-year-old white male going to a private school in Atlanta. Let everyone share his privileges.
I love it because when I see a police officer, I see someone who's on my side.
I'm just trying to be truthful and about how I wouldn't trade places with somebody, and that I think a lot of people sometimes aren't so truthful about that.
Racial division seared America last week. After Minnesota, Baton Rouge, and Dallas, Mann's poem struck a nerve online. Many loved it. Others attacked him. More than 8 million people had seen it.
Everyone should have the privileges that I have. In fact, they should be rights instead. Everyone's story should be written, so all they have to do is get it read. I get that change can be scary, but equality shouldn't be.
I'm not asking anybody to give up their lives to fight for equality. I have other dreams too. I'm just asking you to try to be an ally, do your share. When you see something that you think is wrong, this discrimination, speak up.
Wow. First of all, did that kid have a teleprompter? I mean, how did he remember? That
He's so, look, regardless of whether you agree with him or not, and you know I agree with him, the way he speaks, I mean, he's so well-spoken. Yeah. Like, I want to hire him.
Yeah, it's that privilege. He's probably been in private school his whole scholastic time to this point.
Yeah, what a smart, aware, self-aware, aware of his surrounding, empathetic kid. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good feeling because you hear all of these terrible stories and all of these people, you know, defending the violence and the hatred and the bigotry. Yeah. And, you know, I've had several moments this week alone where I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Like, this is just a gigantic waste of time. People have already made up their decisions, and trying to reason with them by giving them evidence of what's really happening isn't going to work. But it obviously gets through to the people that matter, right? And to see someone young understanding that white privilege doesn't mean that you're immediately a bad person because you're white. That's not what white privilege is. Just means that you get the benefit of the doubt, right? You get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to administrators at your school, when it comes to police, when it comes to anyone in power. That doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. It just means that there are certain stereotypes, whether they're subconscious or something that people are very aware of, that play a role in how people treat you. That's it.
If I'd been pulled over by the cops 52 times in 14 years, I would have a different view of police.
Yeah.
But I've been pulled over 4 times in 14 years, or 3 times, because I ran a red light, you know, right, for an actual thing, not any kind of nonsense. You know, I don't like the abuse of the word bridge, you know, a bridge to the other side, you know, forming a bridge to unite people, bring people together is so tired and overused. But when this kid says it's time to let go of that fear, time to take that ladder and turn it into a bridge, I was like, oh.
How proud would you be if Josie performed like that?
You know, first when I read it, before I'd seen the video, when I read it, I thought, oh, he didn't write this, right? Some of his parents helped him. It's the turn of phrase is too sophisticated for a 14-year-old. But then you see him perform it.
Yeah.
And I think it's him.
Yeah.
Because he's got a way about him. I like this kid. I'm enormously proud.
I think it's good too. I grew up in Atlanta, and the school that he attends is in the city where I was born and raised for a long part of my life. And that's like the only private school on that side in Decatur, which is a heavily strong African American community, middle class and lower than middle class. So I'm sure that, you know, he's seen his fair share, and you know, Atlanta's like the hip hop community as well. So, you know, from his education to what he sees when he's outside of school, I'm sure he's been able to develop his own opinions about a lot of things that's going on.